It's approaching 11:30 on a Saturday night, so I finished up to this part yesterday, basically the first level. So I'm going to continue to do the next level today from bag number 6. So I don't anticipate myself to progress that much, just given the time is quite late. So let me just push this aside, open bag 6, and start building the next level. Doesn't seem to be so much that many things for bag number 6, but there are quite a few small parts. So yeah, I think there's another 2 days, not including this, to finish the build. Just because sometimes it's really hard to start, getting into time where I can do my own thing in the evening. So unless I want to continue to, build very late, but then, I've got to export the video, import the video, upload the video. Usually it doesn't take that much, but when the video is quite long, the processing takes time. So until I get a file to upload, that take ages. So we'll see how much I can progress. And I think it's because of change of weather. I'm also not feeling 100%, so I probably need to get some rest. But let's just figure out which way I'm facing. So I'm building the right thing. I think this part is gonna be the stairs, so it has to be like this. So yeah, it will be like this one, I think. Hopefully I don't mess up. I get really irritated when the Lego logo starts facing me. Um, we'll see. Sometimes I just make that mistakes, and it's too late to change when you completely finish the build. And in the end of the day, I just get used to it, right? So it's just one thing that I get frustrated while building, but afterwards, hardly paying any notice. And given how I'm so unorganized with all my sets at the current moment, so even I end up building it the wrong way, it's very unlikely that I have much time to go, check out the thing that I've built. Um, that's actually another problem, because if you build something right, you really want to enjoy it, whether it's looking or whether you want to set up a particular scene, so even if you want to play with it, right? Um, that's the thing I'm struggling to do at the moment. Like having a YouTube channel like this kind of motivated me to start opening my stuff, but I think I need to find a new motivation for me to not just opening my stuff, but getting into more proactively organizing. Because if you keep waiting for the right time for you to organize your things, then you will never find the right time. Because by the time you got free time, you're just so overwhelmed that you're not going to get anything done, just because it's too much. Anyway, but I think you might already notice my voice kind of a little bit different. So I think, yeah, I'm just not feeling 100%. I supposed to able to start building this a bit earlier, but when I tried to get my kids to sleep, I actually fell asleep. So when I woke up, it's already like approaching 11 p.m. This kind of things kind of happens from time to time. But I have the option, so I just leave it and continue to sleep. But I have a lot of things happen, and really want to spend some time doing my own stuff just to balance it out. And since I take a, I think about like 30 minutes or 40 minutes nap, it doesn't feel as sleepy as like the last 2 days. When I'm very sleepy and try to do this, in the beginning, everything seemed very energetic and seems okay. But what happened is that towards the end of the video, because you just lose your concentration. Sometimes I have this conversation, the topic in my head, but it just can't turn it around. And sometimes I just don't even realize what I've been talking about, and then start making mistakes in um, building. Um, so yeah, that was something that I felt recently, um, but hopefully not happening today. But uh, yeah, it's very unlikely that I'm going to progress a lot today. So I'll see. I have back 6 and back 7 out. So even I stop at back 7, that would means that I'm probably like halfway through. Um, I might consider taking a break from building this one and opening the smaller set, the newer smaller set that I feel well not I feel I bought. Even that the plan for those two is just like speed builds. I can kind of have it like spread out because ideally all this building video is like every day kind of see progress until it's complete rather than switch off and have a day to show something. But like if I got the stock video, that sometimes I can take some rest. I mean, it's not like I have to do things, but given that I've been doing this channel for 5 years, I really don't want to end up in a situation where um, it loses the momentum. It's so important at times if you want to get the traffic, because sometimes you get the traffic and then some people will just hey expecting this type of content, and then there's no content for a while, and it's hard. Even they subscribe, your content sometimes might not just pull through to the feeds. That's the only thing. I mean, I've been doing like daily shorts, but the amount of time required have the shorts is different, and for shorts I actually don't do it every day. It's like I have tons of footage kind of stock up, so it's just more like finding the right time to upload bunch and to be there. But then the audience for shorts completely different with this type of video, so I really want to keep the consistency. And the question is, do I want to continue doing this in the next few months? Because the 3 months experience about to stop. I think I will, but it might not be as intensive. Like I have to like non-stop keep doing this, right? I might spread out a bit, and sorry about the running nose. It just suddenly happened. I didn't have this while you know earlier. Just somehow after that nap, and then I came back, and then having this running nose. Maybe there's some kind of virus going on. Um, it's strange. I haven't been go out and meeting people, so that's something unexpected. Hopefully, I don't do this as often because it's quite irritating, to be honest. I once got told off, even though it's not like sneezing, but sometimes just feel like something dripping, but it's not dripping out, and naturally your instinct will tell you to do something like this. And then one graduate just I wouldn't say he asked politely. He has shown me that irritated face. Um, can you stop this? It's like, come on, show some respect, man. You're a new guy here. But people are like this nowadays. You just have to cope with it. Sometimes I do feel the irritation, not in accepting manner, but some other things that I should have to be more forgiveful. But yeah, having good pace at talking, but then this kind of happened, which I'm a bit sad, to be honest. But hey, if my condition didn't improve tomorrow, then it will be another day of taking a break. It's unfortunate, but when you're sick, then you just need to take some rest. Otherwise, there will be like huge implication. Like worst case, I have to take a day off on Tuesday when I need to go back to work, right? But that's not responsible. Like given that, hey, my body is telling me I need to take rest, but I didn't, and instead I insist on doing my own stuff, and then create a situation where I get sick and not able to fulfill my role. That's actually pretty bad, to be honest. It's like just over the weekend and you want to do something. I mean, it's fine. It's how you spend your personal time, but then you think about the your responsibility and commitment. If you get into injury and you need to be out for a long time, even you work in an industry where you just sit and facing the screen, right? But sometimes you might end up in a situation just not able to do the work for a short period of time, and then it is aligned with some like important dates that is crucial to your roles, and you know yeah, people will say you can't control accident and things, but you can, right? You could reduce the risk of certain things happening, but you didn't. Understanding the risk, and then you took the risk and that happened, right? Let's say if there's no important deadline or something, right? That's still okay, but like in my opinion, if there's something important that you need to resolve, and you still go take the risk, and the risk of injuries is higher than most cases, then you shouldn't be doing that, right? Anyway, um, this might be a controversial opinion, right? Because lots of things nowadays, people kind of, I don't know, what's the right thing. The view of work-life balance is like, hey, you're not a slave, and you should have your own life, but is it though? Because yeah, I mean, it's both ways, but sometimes if you go to the subreddit about anti-work, right? Some opinions like, yeah, I mean, I do agree, as from a worker's perspective, but at the same time, right? Do you need to take that far, right? Yeah, I'm a worker myself. I don't hire any people. But maybe you know you might think my opinion is wrong, but well, is it though? Because sometimes especially when things not finished at work, right? It actually bothers me a lot more than not doing the work. You just can't sleep. Um, because I think about, oh yeah, you still have to deal with it like the next day, right? Unless it's like finished. So why not just take that when you're getting paid or not? Um, just get over and get done. Because having peaceful time is a lot more valuable than getting that extra hour of pay. To be honest, nowadays it doesn't even make a difference because the cost of living is so high. So it makes more sense to deliver the result and negotiate a even better pay with your employers. Or if you deliver the result, other people other than the employer might be impressed, and then you get even higher pay. You jump company. So that's why sometimes some extra work, don't try to argue for that. Lead to money. Think about the longer term. That would be my advice. You don't have to be agreeing with me. You could, everyone uh, deserves their own opinion, and that's your opinion. If you don't like it, that's it. But if you feel like, oh yeah, that makes sense, that's okay too. I'm not asking people to have the exact same thinking. It's like building this set, right? I kind of build this way. Some people might want to build a different way. And I think this set is good, but some people feel like, hey, this set can be better. But it doesn't really matter. It's just my opinion. I think it's good. I think it's worth my money spent. I think it's good for other people to experience the same. And that's why it's just me expressing my opinion. I'm not asking for people to have the same opinion. I'm saying, hey, this is my opinion. And if you agree, that's good. If you disagree, that's fine too. And I'm not forcing you to think exactly uh, the same. And if you agree, that's fine. And if you agree, then you're probably having a good time watching me talking. If you don't agree, you might still having a good time because finally you got someone to, you know, argue with. Uh, the only thing that there's also another situation where like you you neither agree or disagree, you just find this boring, and yeah, of course you switch off and then jump away because you show no interest, whether it's building Lego, whether it's different my opinion on other things, right? Um, but yeah, and I think I'm progressing quite well with this bag. Maybe I can get to bag 8 as well, but I wouldn't try to force myself going too fast because every time I'm trying to go too fast, I make mistake. And what happens if I make a mistake? It takes more time. So yeah, there's always this. I'm wondering what am I building right now? I have no idea. Okay, so I need to switch over to this side. So basically, it looks like a kitchen over here. This thing is just a corner, and then we've got a pot making something green. I'm not sure what the blacksmith are trying to eat. Some form of vegetable soups or something like that. But yeah, it'd be funny, right? If someone tried to create contents on, what the recipe for Lego mini figures. Like, what else you can do? Like, it's so tricky, right? um, anyway, uh, even though I'm progressing really good today, but I might cut this short just because I'm not feeling 100%. Anyway, back 6 done, so we move on to back number 7. I haven't, timed my speed though. Let's look at yeah. I think I have progressed a lot more faster than anticipated, and we'll see how it goes. And this is back number 7, so we have continued to build the second level. We only got like just the first layer of wall done, so there's still a bit more to do before we are finishing up this level. Of course, after this level, I think there's 2 level, right? Yeah, it's like this level and then the attic and the roof. Plus, what's that? The the trailer that forces trailer. I have no idea what is the right word for it. Like, as I mentioned in some earlier what's that earlier videos. Sometimes just struggle to find it. It's not like, hey, maybe at some point I know the noun or the vocab for those, whether it's situation or the particular thing. But at some point, just at this moment, that I just don't recall what that word is. That's why I admire those people like presenting stuff live. Like, like they probably say, "Hey, there's no script," but pretty sure that there's some form of script, right? They've done the research. Uh, but yeah, when you need to do things achieve right, you just don't have the words. Um, yeah, the nose getting quite itchy though. So sorry about that. Even with some very interesting conversation, it just the whole thing is hope it's not too irritating for you. Just trying to find the breaks that I need, and I just couldn't find it. And I think it's a really nice way to depict cutting carrot in this situation. So this is a cutting board. It's definitely a kitchen. Uh, so is it here? Okay. There's some small interior details, and we need to do a little bit more. Even though I think I'm making some good progress, but every time I look at um, I need to build all these little detailed things. It just always takes longer than I'm expected, and I think it's because the other thing I'm a bit concerned right now is the weather is getting dry and my skin start to getting really dry again, and yeah, which means the next minifigure shots that I do likely I will run into a situation where people complain my fingers gross again, and need to start wearing gloves doing it. Anyway, need to have this port handle. This I wonder what they're making. It's not like something that I really. It's not like something I want to eat though. Doesn't look attractive. Huh. It's right here. It's a really nice design though, the way that this thing is designed. So I can only really, talk about that when I do the in-depth review. Like I can talk about that now, but it's different when I just talk about it and talk about when the image that you see is focused into the part that I'm talking with. Uh, Funny enough, there was I think few days ago I was building something, and that's something that I want to talk about while I was building it. Like I was just saying, hey, I want to talk about that in in-depth review, but a point look at that video of the in-depth review. I actually forgot to mention that. Anyway, let's just check the mic. That's PTSD from all those early mistakes, and now we're building two chairs. Okay, this chair seems a bit big for minifigures. It's either really big or the minifigure have like really big ass. Uncharacteristically big seats, to be honest. So it's beyond minifigure scale. Or people in this period tends to see in extremely big. I think only the kings do though. Those thrones are really big, but I'm not sure about this one. Yeah, okay, some interesting color, which I like, to be honest. But sometimes I'm really struggling to deal with one by one piece. Just lots of struggle, and the worst part is sometimes it doesn't align immediately, so you might have to spend time to fix the alignment. That's the toughest part. Uh, I figured like I'm struggling to like feed the thing into the view as well. So see, it's not it's aligned really badly. Your head. Anyway, I don't know. Sometimes just don't know how I can fix all this. But it's actually a quite interesting way to create this seat because they're using the axe. Never thought like to do this. This is a pretty interesting design, to be honest. Although I still feel the chair is excessively big. It's too big. Like it's already half the height of the minifigure, so how do I justify the size of this, right? So anyway, I really need to stop that. I don't know, maybe I should rewatch the whole video a few times and see how much I got irritated with the constant runny nose, right? But even though there's nothing tripping out, it's just that feeling, right? It's just like, hey, there's no way that I could just ignore it. So where did I put the chair? So it's this way, okay. Is it just next to the legs of the table? Yep. So this is the position. You can see like chairs really big. But well, interesting designs and unless and we will continue to build the chimney for now. Just make sure that I don't miss any important parts. Is that been a common theme in the last week or so when I'm doing Lego? I think it's really just to do with me not at 100% and even not like having the sick feeling, but more like just exhaustion, the feeling of burnout from lots of other stuff. Just I mean, it helps me to balance it out, but then unless you can get through that, you just continue to feel. Was that making mistake and feeling really tired about it, right? Well, you get a little moment of joy from doing this, but immediately just after this, and then it's all back to square one. People advise me, hey, maybe I should go check a therapist or something like that, but I never believe in those, right? I mean, because first you understand, usually in this type of situation, the person that you put into this type of situation is yourself. It's not like you go and talk to someone and it will be untied, right? They might give you, medication to make you feel happy, but that's not like real. And the relapse or when it runs out and things just come back even worse. So, that's just my belief. But people might disagree, but that's okay again. But how I can resolve my situation, right? A sudden fall of fortune might help, but I feel like it's beyond that. Like it's just something that in life you get to a stage that you got stuff that you just need to change, but you're just not able to accept the change. What else can do about it? And it's not easy to accept changes overnight. Like boom, yeah, I accept it. Right? It's like constant struggle, and it doesn't help that some of the changes are negative change. Like I think positive change is going to be easier to take, but it's things that, well, the thing is, it might not be as negative as what other people might see. The problem is that like when there's a bunch of negative stuff happening, like no matter how small, and you feel like extra negativity in it, and this is very hard to get out. But it is what it is. Just focusing on getting this built. I'm pretty sure like once it's built, I will have a moment of joy. on how great it looks, because I can tell even from this particular moment it's going to look great. This is no doubt this is one of those great Lego set. I'm not going to say, hey, the top 5, the top 3, top 1, and top 10, because there's so many of them that I appreciate. It's like, is it my favorite? Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites, but I can have many favorites. I don't have to force myself to have only 5 of favorites, and it can change. There will be things that kind of, you know, be better, or you change the way that you think. And I just talk about not able to accept changes, so because of some of the changes, like, hey, doesn't have much impact on things, right? But sometimes it's quite contradictory. But lots of things in the world are contradictory, right? You go to work, talk about, hey, work-life balance, people about wellness, but wellness and delivering result, they sometimes overlap. And in general, when people are happy, then you get more productivity. But at the same time, when there's a situation that you just have to get over something to a particular line, right? I don't believe in wellness. In those particular moment, like, you really need to have people to buy into the cause, so that they don't feel like the time they spend is for nothing. Like that way, people will, commit to it and do the things. That's how you're gonna get the best out of people, rather than, hey, trying to do this and do that. But if they're not into it, of course they're gonna feel negative about it, right? And sometimes, you don't look at the rewards right now. You need to look at the rewards when you actually get the result, and the key part contributing to that result, that rewards, is a lot higher than you just, hey, this is just my job, I'm coming to do my job. And if you feel like, hey, you're just doing a job, right, life's gonna be tough, like, no doubt. And it's very hard for you to tell your boss, hey, look, get me more pay. Doesn't work like that. Anyway, that's enough of this type of serious talk. Let's just lighten up the tone by continue to feel like you might say, hey, why can't you just tell a joke? I don't have any joke on top of my head right now. Like, yeah, just got so overwhelmed. I'm having some blocks. Anyway, it's a bad joke. But I have some cool, humorous jokes, or I guess funny contents on my Instagram. I mean, I also upload them on my YouTube Shorts. So whether you want to watch it on YouTube, whether you want to check it out on Instagram, it's up to you. But some of them I do find it like really funny, because I find it funny when I'm making it. Usually those things kind of works pretty well, because I think sometimes I have a funny idea and make the video, and then the execution just doesn't turns out to be the way that I want. But if it turns out to be the same as I want, usually those are actually quite funny. I mean, it shows, because usually those content get really high engagement, and I know that it was working. But yeah. Is it the right color? No. Sometimes it's hard to find the right color. I really think, like, is there a better way that Lego can do the printing of the instruction booklet? Because I really struggle with the color sometimes, especially if you have like 3 tones of the same color base, and that is extremely hard to kind of identify them while building it. Let's see. So it's already past midnight, so I think I will stop as planned at bag number 7. Just that I don't want to get too late into the evening. Because if I, let's say, continue in the next half hour or so, I guarantee you that my current condition will worsen the next day, and I will end up, need to take a full day rest tomorrow, and which means I will have to delay all my contents. Yes, I'm missing what? I think I'm missing a piece. Oh, this is right here. Again, happen every day, every time I build Lego. It's a very good looking roof though. Wait, need to build two of this. But the other thing is, like, if I cut short on at here, I think that sometimes it's good because I think often the best talk comes out from a 30 to 40 minutes video. If it's too short, sometimes just hard to get to the point or get to the momentum, gain the momentum. If it's too long, sometimes just I don't know, like when you feel like, hey, it's gonna be a long video, then things kind of take longer. You feel like, hey, there's more time, and it kind of start dragging it. Anyway, I think that's why. Just my opinion about movie making. So you see, nowadays a lot of movie are very long. They kind of just spend the time and try to create whatever that they are creating. That's why. But sometimes I think it's good to have a mandate of like the runtime, how long that you have to tell the story, because if you don't have that in mind, then the pacing is going to be strange. I'm not sure if when they plan the movie, they have that runtime plan while writing the script, or planning the whole movie. Right? It's like if you don't plan it, then you're like, oh, at the end of the day during editing, it's like, oh, there's too much stuff. Like you may cut down and make it fast paced. Well, if you didn't think about the movie supposed to be 2 hours, and you write a story that requires like 6 hours to tell, of course, the movie gonna really, really, really long. The pacing will be slow. So yeah, it's quite interesting. Anyway, we're building this sign here. And, sometimes it's hard to figure out the orientation because I kind of not following the right way. Okay, so it's an interesting design nonetheless on how the sign's supposed to look like, but having all this kind of aligned is the hardest part, right? There's no way that you at first attempt that the bricks in right at that center. Anyway, okay, got the sign done. Just clip onto here like this, and then I will need to just clip onto here. Okay, just like this. It's looking really good. Seriously, it's looking really good. And this is an interesting technique as well that I never tried before, and then it just fell off the pot. This is a good way to kind of set the roof at the right angle, because once you clip onto it, like, you can make adjustment. You can't make adjustment now because by doing this, it's kind of set it at the angle that they want. It's a really nice angle, to be honest. And then we're done with back 7. I'm not going to progress to back 8, because if I go to back 8, then it will be really, really late. So this is it for today, and join me again hopefully tomorrow unless there's some change in my plans. But I think the next two holiday I will still continue to build this, and hopefully on Monday night I will finish building this, and then can do the in-depth review, and then can move on to the next build. And I'll see you next time.